Hello, you guys. So I decided to stay in this wash here. Along the rail grade, what I wanted searched was see all the dead tumbleweeds in here. So let's say the rail grade was up on the edge there, and you look down, there's places where these tumbleweeds are 3 and 4 foot deep, and they're in a ditch like this. And remains could be very easily taken down the rail grade and then hid under, buried shallow but still buried, but then covered with the tumbleweeds. And those tumbleweeds stay down in there, you guys, like in the wash. You'll see one side of the wash, sometimes they're just packed plumb full of these kind of tumbleweeds, and they stay there. And it's it's like hiding in plain sight. So I'm going to stay in this wash and look. Now, there's a road on the top up here, there's a trail, and same with the other side. And I'm just going to walk this. This is an old railroad. See all these railroad ties that are laying down in sequence? This was an old rail grade. The rails have been stripped, but the track and the grade still remain here. Dan's walking over there. I'd like to thank him too, you guys. I've been just filling up his truck, and when we both got time out, we come. When we've got the resources and the time to do it together. I didn't want to come out here by myself today. The wind was blowing really hard in Wells, and there's like a foot of snow there. It's the difference of night and day. It's really warm here. The ground's still not frozen. And I just thought it would be better to spend time just walking down in this wash than driving out the rail grade any further to show you guys, when I could just explain to you what it is. And like I said, what it is out there is there's places like that where there's lots of tumbleweeds down in ditches and the ground is soft there. Also, you guys, there's miles of desert off of each side of the rail grade out there. And the bottom line is there's just not enough people to look. Zach from Ogden that contacted me, North Ogden, get a hold of me again, buddy. And after Christmas, when Phyllis and I get back, and this will be one of the last days I can search, is today, you guys. We have appointments next week with Phyllis. And then after our appointments, we're going to leave and head south for a much deserved vacation. I want to take Phyllis down to the desert where it's warm. We've been cooped up in the mobile home in Wells for quite some time, and I want her to be able to get out and go see family. And I have a grandfather that's buried in the cemetery down in Glendale that I want to go find. I've never been to his gravesite. He's my great-grandfather, and I want to at least go see it before I go in the ground myself. I'm getting up there in age. Hopefully I got another 20 left in me. But you guys see what I mean? The road's up there. All sorts of tumbleweeds. And the ground's soft. Everything that's high probability is right here. And as you can see, look, I can dig with my foot. This time of year, let alone a shovel, let alone how nice it would have been probably back in late May, early June. Right, look at this. What is this? Hey, Dan. See, you guys, it's stuff like this right here. I don't know if you can see this, but there's a hole kind of right there. And it doesn't look like a big animal dug that hole. Unless it... And there's a hump right there. Look at this, Dan. Yeah, I think we should bring a shovel and look at this. Come, look, this looks like it was dug out and not by an animal. Come look. Tell me what you think. I don't see any heavy. What is it? A salsa pack?
Yeah.
What the hell that's doing down in here?
I don't know, it ain't rotted yet.
See this? That's not an animal doing that, look. I mean, I can see little holes where mice and stuff have been.
Oh, them were the rats, yeah.
So, look at this.
Yeah,
I'm going to go get the shovel. Yeah, we're going to go get the shovel and look at this. Enough of this stuff, and I'm going to tell you why, Dan. We're going to go get the shovel because down that way, Lance and I found something like what we thought looked like this. And took the GPS and a photograph of it and sent it to law enforcement. And I'm not going to say who. But they've never responded. And I've gone down there, I can tell. They haven't done a fucking thing to look. And it kind of angers me. Maybe they're too busy, I don't know. But this, to me, it looks like something's been digging at that, huh? And this hump right here, I don't know.
There's a badger hole. That's what it was. Right here's a badger hole. It's just started caving in. That's a big hole there.
Okay. Do you think he put all this dirt out here? Probably.
I think he dug holes up in here and the little ones did, and it's caved in from the water coming down the hill. That'd be my thought. This is all pretty solid.
Yeah, look, see? Not really.
Yeah,
just the surface. I think I'm going to dig it.
Yeah.
What do you think? I mean, animals would dig in trying to see if there was something here, but you think it would be right there and not right in here.
Yeah, no, that's like a badger hole.
Yeah. And I know badgers are digging motherfuckers, but I don't know about this much. I mean, look at that. All from one hole, and look at the gap around it. I don't know.
But see, you got all these rat holes.
Yeah.
And the water coming down in.
Yeah, I understand. Yeah. But to me, you know, we'll keep looking, but on the way back, I'm going to grab a shovel and just dig in here to make sure right in this hump, just to make sure. I mean, we're here.
Yeah.
We'll keep looking. But that's the kind of stuff, you guys, that we look for right there. Perfect example. And it could just be a badger dug a hole there, which he did, but there's a lot of little other holes, which indicates scavengers after something. You know, I don't know. That's what it would look like to me. I'm going to keep walking down this side of this hill.
Yeah, I'm walking back over here.
But that's highly suspicious to me.
It is.
Even with the animal holes in there, that could be as simple as scavengers trying to dig into the ground. Yeah. One thing I didn't see above it was or it looked like anything was dragged or footprints coming down the hill. You think you would still see them, and I do see. I mean, if you guys look at the side of this hill, it's pocketed with holes, little holes, but not a big one like that. So I don't know. I'm certainly not going to not look at it this time. The one further down that Lance and I took pictures of and took a GPS coordinate and sent it off, we didn't dig in it at all. That one I'm definitely going to go back to the truck and bring a shovel back and look. That's one thing that Les taught me. He said at this point, what would it matter if you see something, you stop right when you see something, back away from it, document everything as much as possible, and the first thing you do is call law enforcement. So, pretty much basic common sense. Here's more of that rail grade, you guys. You can see all the old ties. Seems like it ran right here, and it was down the wash further the exact same way. And up this way the exact same way. And in case you guys are wondering, no, when I dig into that hole, I'm not going to film it. To me, that would be fairly disrespectful. I've already documented where it was, and I've already said what I'm going to do, so I think that's good enough at this point. Look at all the gravel down here. See that big hole on the opposite side over there? Come on, Harpo. So when Phyllis and I go on vacation, I've been taking Harper with me everywhere. But when we go on vacation, my son absolutely loves Harper. When we got her, it was for my grandson. And circumstances worked out where I ended up with Harper, and I'm certainly glad I did. She's been a top-notch dog for a long time. And she loves me with all of her heart, and I can say it's returned the same way. But Harper's 9 years old, and she's getting older. And we've got a little one named Pebbles, and she needs some one-on-one training like what I did with Harper. And together it's pretty much impossible. The two are in competition all the time. But when I separate them, I can really get the puppy to slow down. And a lot more trainable separated. So when we go on vacation, we're going to take Pebbles, and Harper gets to stay just for that one-on-one stuff. And simply some problems I need to correct with Pebbles. And one of them is she can't leave cats alone. And she likes growling at strangers really bad, an aggressive growl. So what I have to do is just start exposing her to everything I can. And if she growls at strangers at first, on the command of it's okay, she needs to learn that it's okay and not to growl at them anymore. And she's kind of a scary looking dog if you don't know her. To me, she's just a puppy, but she's every bit as big as Harper and just as stronger. So she's one I have to put the curb on about the kitty cats especially. Harper absolutely loves cats. I don't know what it is with Pebbles. She's always after Bree's cat. Camps out at the door waiting, like obsessive compulsive waiting. So we're going to put an end to that shit. See how it really widens out here? So I can see the edge over there. It looks like there must be a fork. Hey Dan, can you hear me? I think there's a fork over that way. I can see the edge. I'm going to go check it out. I just want to see where he's at really quick. And you guys, even though I'm walking this wash, it's not searched. I can't search this wash like this. It's really big. Ooh. See what I mean? Oh, Dan's way behind me. Okay. That's probably 50 feet down there, but see what I mean? Where you get these big clumps of tumbleweed. And really, they could hide just about anything if you bury it shallow even. So what I'm going to do is, I think walk down to the edge of the top here and look at this down very And here, where the digging starts, it looks like. So what I'm guessing is this is a wash that they were mining gravel out of, is what it looks to me, for rail base back before they did the crush stuff back in the early 1900s, back when they went to crushed granite that they were getting out of the Wasatch Front, like the causeway that comes across on the rail that they use now. They were probably using this for gravel for the rail grade in the prior days. I mean, there's tons of gravel. Look at it, it's really nice. It would still be a compatible gravel pit to this day if it wasn't so far out in the middle of nowhere. And my guess is that's the reason they used it, because they were out in the middle of nowhere and needed it. The old rail grade is this way to the north. I'm not sure how far, but not that far. I'm sure I could walk it if I really had to. I'm not going to today, that's for certain. But the wash continues, but it doesn't look like the digging continues. And guys, this is a perfect example of what I wanted to show you guys. If you look in the bottom of this, see all the tumbleweeds down there. That's got to be 4 foot deep, 3 foot deep. And see how they're all going to stay there forever because they blow in there and there's no way for them to come back out. Those are the type of places that the cadaver dogs need to come look. They can solve that equation really quick, from what I've been told. And to me, in this case, it looks like the cadaver dogs would be the biggest asset. So people knocking lamps over that, fuck off. He's doing the right thing. If he gets a cadaver dog out here, he might be able to solve this really quick. And in other places, who knows? Especially once he's trained and gets a really good dog that can do that. And I've never been against that. I've never been against people talking to James Brenner. And I don't care whose camp they're in, so to speak. That shit actually pisses me off. To the point where I'll admit, you guys, there's times I go into chat and all those motherfuckers that were calling me a murderer, meth dealer, and all of that shit, I really go after them. I really do. And I could give a fuck how it looks to anybody. And I will admit, at this point, sometimes I have a lot of fun doing it. Not gonna lie. Call it childish, call it whatever. But what other way do I have of striking back? Other than I think most people realize what the truth is. I don't see their asses out walking when they have time and resources to do so. They would rather go out for dinner or to the movie or drive around to the bar. And yeah, you guys remember when Kurt Wadsworth said he's the only one that can solve this? I fucking believe that, Kurt. And everyone heard you say it, I honestly believe that you could. It would be a hell of a lot faster for you to go talk to James Brenner than it would be for all of us to come out here and beat the living fuck out of the desert looking for Dylan. And that doesn't mean we're going to stop, but I see it being a hell of a lot faster that you go talk to that man, because out of everybody involved in this, he's the one that probably did it. That's my opinion, Kurt, and I believe that the fastest way to find him would be for one of his friends to go talk to him. And you are definitely one of James Brenner's friends. And it's beyond me why you think that he's not involved in this. Whatever it takes, Kurt, that's how I feel. That's how many miles I put on my ass doing this. And I promise promise you this much, and if there's people involved that are listening to this, I'm not going to stop looking. Follow every lead I can, even if the leads are out of state. I don't care. Any search lead that I get that's credible, I'm going. And it's not going to stop, and I know Lance isn't going to stop either. And others, Les and Scott, they're not going to stop looking. I'm sure the parents aren't going to stop looking, regardless of what's been said. And just so the people know this, I don't have anything at all against Justin. I believe that I was truly hurt by this. And you guys haven't seen him like I've seen him. He's a good man, and I don't believe some of the rumors and stuff that have been about him at all. And I don't care what's said about him. His son's missing, and we need to get people the hell out here and look for him. Look, there's nobody to fuck out here. Just Dan over there and myself, and other people that come out when they can, like Les and Scott Nuttall, like Lance when he's got the funds to do so, him and Kimber, like Alan from Heavy D's crew. He comes out when he has the time to do so. And people have to realize that they have jobs. Now, I'm retired, and if I could and didn't have appointments, have someone to take care of most of the time, and Phyllis is doing a lot better now. But I'd come out here every damn day if I could. I actually like walking out here. It's good for me. It's good for what ails my back injury, and it does nothing but make me stronger. When I first started, way back in June looking, I was 225 pounds, and I think I've dropped down to about 205 now. I'm not carrying that weight I had around my waist a few months ago, and it's from doing this. A lot of it was from walking the rail grade when it was super hot. I think we were starting to look like gazelles. I'm going to walk up this hill to show you guys what's up here. It's a lot steeper than it looks. I'm glad it's not frozen. I wouldn't be getting any traction. Look at this, you guys. This is why I say, look, see how soft it is? I'm digging 6 inches just by kicking with my foot. This to me is a very high probability. Very high. As you can see, this is a good vantage point, so you guys can see where we're at in reference to everything. That way, about 3 miles, you can see the dark spot out there. That's the grain shed. And then I'm slowly panning. I'm looking from the north to the south and panning from west to east. So there's the rail grade out there. That's the new one. And that little dirt mountain you see out there, that's where Dylan's farm was at. So in proximity to both of them, this is very high probability. If there's a hard surface that leads to this, it's on both sides of the road here. If I was out here in a two-wheel drive, I don't care if it's raining down here. You guys, this has got such a good hard pack to it that you really don't take a chance of being stuck at all. And there are tire tracks out here. And on the other side, there's a full-fledged nice trail. And there is, on this side, I believe it breaks off and goes down the bottom part of this hill here. I get closer, but the road that leads around this wash is called, I think, Pigeon Mountain Loop Road, and it goes around all of Pigeon Mountain, which is that one with the big square knob on the top. Out that way is Devil's Playground, where those mountains are in the distance over there. Those mountains in the distance over there with snow on them is the Bovine Range and the Murdoch Range. And we're looking towards Montello right about there. as I'm looking for any tracks coming this way to the edge of this hill.